Hey you guys, and welcome to my channel. This is a support group requested video. I do have a support group over on Facebook, guys, and you are welcome to come over there. The support group is for survivors of narcissistic abuse. So here is one of the survivors over from the support group has a question and concern, so let's talk about it. She says, I confused red flags with reasons to feel sorry for him and decided to give the relationship a try, basically ignoring my gut. Now, I think this is something that practically all survivors have fallen into this pitfall right here on some level. You know, some of us worse than others, but nonetheless, it did occur on some level where we confuse the red flags with reasons to feel sorry for that narcissist. All right, so let's talk about that. Typically, you know, when I hear someone talk like that, I confuse the red flags with reasons to feel sorry for him. That sounds very empathic in nature. So, you know, you may be an empath, and empaths really, you know, they're very sensitive to energies around them. And in some sense, you overfeel things, all right? But because you felt sorry for the narcissist, you went from empathy to sympathy. Because when you have sympathy for someone, you feel sorry for them. When you have empathy for someone, you can feel for their situation without feeling sorry for them. Okay, so it's that sympathy that the narcissist is always going to want a survivor to have because they get more out of it, because you're feeling even stronger about the situation, and it increases the odds that you will then enmesh with it. So basically what I'm saying here is we have an empathic person that's out of balance. See, being an empath can be a very beautiful thing if you have a balance with it and you understand the aspects of yourself that you need to be mindful about. Because if you don't, people will be able to exploit you for that. Okay, so out of balance is when you feel like you have to save the world sometimes. If a problem crosses your lap, you have to be the one to find the resolution, to rebalance it. All along, you're throwing yourself off balance to do it. See, that's where it's toxic. There's nothing wrong with being a helpful person. There's nothing wrong with feeling something or, you know, feeling for someone's situation or something that they've experienced per se. There's nothing wrong with that, but it becomes toxic when it's out of balance. All right, it becomes toxic when you overextend yourself. It becomes toxic when you're blinded by their toxicity because, and I'm going to make a video about this, but I might as well just throw a piece of it right here. One of the people that you really need to stay away from in life are someone that always seems to have a problem. But an empath that's imbalanced will flock and be a magnet to a person like that. And that is a narcissist who's spiraling out of control will attract an out of balance empath that wants to dust them off, that wants to see the best in them, that wants so much for that external that they're willing to sacrifice themselves. So, you know, when she says she confused those red flags, you know, that's the patterns that he's had in his life, the trails of disasters that he's had prior to her that she found out about, instead of taking that as, you know what, this person is off balance right now. This person is low vibrational. This person has a bunch of emotional baggage. This person, if I connect to them, this might be a very, very risky friendship, or this person hasn't demonstrated where they were responsible or a good friend to anybody else. Why would I think they would be that for me? That's because the empath thinks, well, they just need love. They just need more structure. But you're not that person's mother. You're not a nonprofit organization. It's not on you to take on a grown man and fix his whole life. That's not the woman that he's going to fall in love with. But that will be the woman that will get him on his feet for the next woman. Because men don't like to feel emasculated. And if you're coming in fixing everything in his life, he might as well be breastfeeding off of you. That doesn't make any guy feel masculine at all. As a matter of fact, men don't want to be with women that want to change them. They want to be with a woman that will accept them as they are, even if they are low vibrational, even if they are out of control. They want that woman that is okay with that, and that's not trying to encourage him to be higher and to change those aspects of himself. That's why when you meet a man, he has to have it or he don't. He got to be ready or he's not. There's not all these, well, because he went through all this stuff in his childhood, I'm going to give it a pass that he's not even on his feet financially, that he can't even afford to take me out on a date. And, I'm going to settle for all these other things and make excuses for him because he's went through some harsh look. You know how many people have gone through the storms through their childhood and who are extremely successful because they let those experiences show them the darker side and push them to be greater, push them to not experience that now that they're adults, now that they're not children that have to be under the care of someone else toxic, and they can take the authority to ensure that they're not going through this and that. Empaths have to play the devil's advocate a little bit better here. And also, empaths need to be going for receipts. Yes, and when I say go for receipts, and that's even a lot of energy. Like, look, if the guy comes to you with all of this emotional baggage that he clearly hasn't unpacked, and he's still in the midst of it, that is a project that you are taking on and not a man. A very risky one. Okay, and you don't want your returns to be going into that, experiencing heartbreak, ending the relationship less, in a worse position than you were beforehand, because now you got to heal from all this stuff. Now you got to recoup the resources and the acts and stuff that just went down the toilet because you were putting into a person, and it was like a faucet for you. All right, so I'm glad that you were at least willing to take accountability for you deciding, because you said, and I decided to give the relationship. That's a good sign to me that you're taking accountability for that. That, you know what, I decided to still go through with it in spite of all of that. And then in spite of ignoring her gut. There's energy out here. Everyone has energy in them. And when you come near somebody's energy, there's aspects of yourself that can feel that and alert you. That feeling in your gut that you had that was saying, oh no, you might not want to do that, sweetie. I don't like his vibe, sweetie. I don't think you should. But the problem is you probably have issue with codependency as well. And that means you wanted what you wanted from that relationship, even if that person wasn't capable of giving it to you. You wanted to force the issue to have that with them. All right. So when you move out of a space of needing to be wanted, of needing to have that relationship, then you can definitely be more objective. And you definitely don't have to be jumping into stuff. All right. Because you see what happened now when you ignored your gut. And you might, and some of you, it's going to take time to get used to doing that. And it might even not seem logical. Well, I don't even really know him like that, but my gut don't like him. Like something about me just don't feel right. Well, you know what? Listen to it. Whether it's right or wrong, you're not sticking around to really find out if it's right or wrong per se. You're just going to listen to it. That's called trusting yourself. And that's something that survivors have to learn to do. And after narcissistic abuse, it may seem trickier because guess what? You felt like you trusted yourself when you chose to be with that narc, and that wasn't the right decision. But trust yourself now that you've become healthier and that you're seeing these angles and you're more informed now. Trust the work that you're doing on yourself to be better and greater. You have to trust that. And honestly, you were trusting the narcissist and not yourself. If you really want to boil it down to that, you were actually trusting the narcissist and not yourself, because yourself, your gut was telling you no. But of course, the narcissist wanted you to go through with the relationship. And that's what codependents do. They put all their faith in the external and they abandon themselves time and time again. And then it comes back to bite them in the butt. So actually, you didn't trust yourself. You trusted the narcissist. And you see what happens. And now that you see that, you know, that old saying is typically true, honey. If you want something done right, do it yourself. You're on your own path. You're on your own journey. You need to be the captain of the ship. Not some external person who don't have to walk in your shoes, who don't have to, you know, suffer or have the consequences of the decisions that go on in your life. Okay, look, if you're trying to be great, you need to make sure it's going to be great, because no one should be loving you and caring for you better than you. And we certainly know the narcissist didn't even come there to do that, let alone doing it better than you. They didn't even come into the picture to do that. He was a catalyst, sweetie, to bring you back to yourself, to shift that focus back on yourself. He shined a light on some of the weaknesses and exploited some cracks in the foundations inside of your core. And now, you know, you have the opportunity to work on that. So don't beat yourself up over the head. Just take these lessons and learn from them. And you're going to feel the shift and you're going to go to the next level. And it's not going to be in vain. Let them be that catalyst. Let them be that catalyst, but let it be the last time. Because when you really take your lessons and you elevate yourself, it will be the last time, okay? So I hope that this was helpful to you and anybody else, because I think all survivors need to listen to this. So please share this video. Make sure you like, comment. It helps to push YouTube's algorithm. Get this out there, the information, all right? And with that being said, guys, if you want that one-on-one support from me personally, I can hear your specific situation and we can get down to things very, personally with you. I have my website, LakiaCrawford.com. You can schedule that one-on-one, guys. There's so many ways that we do this: voice calls, Skypes, email coaching. I even have mobile texting that's available on the website. You can hop over to my Patreon and really save a lot of money with that and become a monthly supporter of my causes. That's at the $150 a month tier. There are other tiers, though, that you can join in, starting at $14.99. That will give you some perks for your donations to my causes. All right. Other than that, you can pledge anything down to 50 cents a month. Like you could do anything on Patreon there, and everything is welcome and it all adds up. All right. I've written some books. I have some No Narc Zone merchandise on my website, LakiaCrawford.com. Feel free to check that out. And, with all of that being said, thank you guys for all the love and support that you are showing this channel. Never give up on yourself. Keep doing the work, of course. And until next time, please take care.